Hello guys, and welcome back to another Tweaker Man video. So I filmed a whole video on replacing all these electrolytic capacitors, and then when it come to editing it, the file was corrupt for some reason and I've lost the whole footage. I had my son look at it, just couldn't retrieve it. It was just something went wrong, so I couldn't show you it. But I've still got some more capacitors to solder in, and these are the ones that I removed in the last video that was corrupt, and these are the new ones that have got to go in. And what I've done is I marked them all on this piece of paper so I know where each one goes and what the value is. So we've got our soldering iron set up, so let's get soldering. So I'm now using this tip cleaner. It works really well on the soldering iron. Just poke the soldering iron in the end and it makes it extremely, see that, it's all dirty, straight in there, and it comes out lovely and clean and bright. It works really well, so I highly recommend it. Just comes from I got this off of Amazon, but it works really well. So let's get on to the soldering. So we're going to start with soldering in these 1 microfarad. These are the Toshin Jovial audio electrolytic capacitors. Right, so those first two are C48 or C148, which I need to locate now. Let's get some light on this. Right, so there's 148 there. Right, so that's that one. So let's get this poked into here. Get it the right way round. So where is the positive is that way and the negative is that way. Very difficult to see this. Now these are, I like these Toshin Jovial, because now obviously Nichicon has stopped producing some of their capacitors. You need to find something else. And these are really a good alternative, although they're dearer. So let's just get our soldering iron there. That one's in lovely. That one's in lovely. So I removed all these using some solder braid. I have got the desoldering tool, but the end's gone a bit funny. I need to get another end for it. Right, let's just check that that's all going right now this time. Right, so that's that one. And the next one we've got to find is C103. It's very difficult. I should have desoldered this from the board, but let's just see if I can see. C103. Oh, there we go. It's right next to the other one. So let's move this, try to move this wire out the way a bit. C103, so that's going to go that way because we've got the positive. So there we go, that goes in there, lovely. Pushes into there. Turn it over. You've got to be careful when you take a lot of these capacitors out and you desolder them. Got to make sure the hole is extremely clear for when you put the new capacitor in, because otherwise what you'll find is if there's still a bit of solder blocking it, as you try to push it through, you'll lift the pad. I've done many of them lifting the pads, and I usually do it on circuit boards that I've been practicing on. That's nice and neat. That's it. Nip those off. Now this has gone a bit blunt on the end there. I'm going to need to sharpen that back up on the belt sander, which I'm going to do now quick. Right, they're all nicely sharpened. Right, now this, so we've done that one, and now let's look for the next one. So the next two are the C150s and C155s. So what I've got to do is I've got to solder those in. So that says C positive, that side. Right, so that goes in there. Again, you see, you put your solder in, your solder through there, and if the hole there, you can see the hole there, it's still a bit blocked over, and it's going to pull the pad off if I'm not careful. That's it. Let's go through again. Get the right weight. Right, that's there. That's there. See whether that goes through now. There we go. That's gone through nice and easy. Ground wire in the way. Right, so just push that one back like that. And then we'll get the other one in as well. So that says the positive there. That also says the positive there. Right, so right, push those over. Right, let's get those soldered off. I mean, this video is a bit of a cock up, to be honest with you, because I lost all the footage, so I'm really sorry about that. But we're just soldering these few. Also, I want to show you what else I've done as well, which I shall do now. I've put two gold plated RCA plugs in the back there. Then we're going to desolder these RCA plugs out of there, the sockets I should say, because I thought while I'm doing it I might as well just upgrade it as well at the same time, because it's going to be it'll just improve the sound. All these things help. Right, let's have another go now. I didn't drink anything last night, so my hands should be a lot less wobbly. I always find if I drink alcohol the night before I'm soldering, my hands go wobbly. There we go, look. So sharpened these up now and they're pretty nice, straight in the mouth. Right, so that's those ones. So the next two capacitors we're looking for now is C111. Let's turn this over again. How's this going now? Oh, like this. That way around. Very difficult to see on here. I have to put the light on the. So we need C111, which is down here. Okay, so let's double check that. Yep. So this is a 50 volt by 0.47 microfarad. That's going that way around there. Ah, see, that doesn't work. What's going on there? Oh, that's those two there. It's the other two there. That one there and that one there. There we go. And then the next one that's got the same is, let's just solder that one off for now. I could just go around pushing them all in place and then soldering them off, but I just like doing one at a time. Right, okay. A bit more of this liquid flux here, which I find works really well. That's it. Right, trim those off. Right, so the next one we've got to find is C119. Get this around this way. C119. So that's the same, that's the last 47 microfarad by 50 volts. And the positive is that side. Negative is that side. Right, pop that in there. Pop that over there. And that one over there. And let's get soldering. Now we've got this storm Dara happening at the moment, and the rain is pouring down outside. Oh look, I've missed one of those. Let's just chop that leg off there. Right, let's see what's going on there. We've soldered those ones together. Right, okay, that's fine. Right, so let's snip those off. Right, so where are we now? That's in there, that's in there. Right, so what's that there? Sticking out there, looks like. That there needs to be resoldered, that little bit there. Because I think I unsoldered that one the other day by accident. There you go, that's it, that's perfect. Right, to the next ones now. So I'm fitting in the last one, but I've noticed on here that I've got another one there which I've missed and I haven't ordered in. Now I might have one in the AV room, might fit that. So what we'll do, we'll fit this one in here, then I'll pop into the AV room for a minute from the studio into the AV room, and we'll take a look and see what we've got in there. Because I've got loads of capacitors hanging about all over the place. An overload on capacitors. Okay, so that's there. That's it, brilliant. Just double check there's a, yep, that's perfect. We'll clean all the back of this up with some isopropanol alcohol after. Although that flux says it's no clean, but I think you really need to do it. Right, let me go into the AV room now and I'll see. So I'm after now a capacitor of, well, it doesn't matter about the voltage too much as long as it's over 10 volts. 22 microfarad. Now I think I might have one in there for that. So I'm back. I happened to find a 22 microfarad capacitor, but it's by 25 volts, and this is a nichicon Muse, so it's quite a bit bigger than what this one is here, which is a 10 volt 22 microfarad. So now what we need to do is find where this is on here, which looks like it's, I've got the glasses on again, get these glasses back on with the lights on, that's better. Right, so it's those two there, these two just here, so we need to get some I've lost them again now. Nope, those two, that's the one. That's not this here and that there. Always good to put some of this on your desoldering braid as well. It just helps suck the solder into the braid. Right, let's go. I actually prefer using this soldering braid, desoldering braid, than I do those pumps actually, because it doesn't tend to lift your, there you go, it's already fallen out there. It doesn't seem to lift the pad up as easy. Problem with those desoldering pumps, if you hold it on there too long, it can lift the pad. Now this is a capacitor from the 80s, and this says it's made by nichicon. So don't know whether any of you know that make. Probably not. Probably Japanese or Chinese. Where was this made? Usually tells you on the circuit board here. Probably Taiwan or somewhere like that. I thought I saw something on there that said Taiwan, but I can't seem to find it now. So anyway, let's get this big beast put in place. So where are we going there now? Where's the positive and the negative on that? Oh, that's interesting. Doesn't seem to say on here. So like a fool, I wasn't checking. This is a bipolar capacitor. So I need to find one of those. So I've got to go back in the AV room again. So I actually found another one. This is a 22 by 50 volts. No, 22 by 16 volts. So it's more closer to what was there. And this is a bipolar cap. This is a used one, but it never really got used much. So let's see if we can get that through the hole there and get those legs a bit cleaner on there. That's it. Right, let's get that poked in there. Gets very congested in these circuit boards like this. There we go, straight in there, over. Poke those to side there, so I can hold it in place there while I solder it. Right. That's it, perfect. Right, that is all of the board recapped now with all new electrolytic capacitors. One of them, the bipolar one, I'd used for about a couple of hours in something, but the rest of them are all brand new. Now I did think of upgrading this wire here as well to this is a PVC jacket, and I was wondering whether just to put a piece of wire over that, and I've got to desolder these now. So that's the right channel, that's the left channel. We want to take these out of this board here, and what we're going to have to do is saw that down there, so when we get the new ones in, they fit in well. So I think we'll start by desoldering. So that's one there, that's the other one, and then that must be the center pin just there. There's a hell of a lot of solder around that. So let's make sure we get these get lots of flux on there. Hope you can see that from there. The lighting's not brilliant in here today. I've got rain lashing down outside. I have a tiny leak in the shed over one side there, which I need to sort out. Suck that up. Right, I have to keep cutting that off. And that solder pump might work quite well on these actually. I should actually try that. Because these are quite big, these terminals. That's sucking, that's needing a hell of a lot of solder there, that's sucking up. Oh, keeps rising. Oh, it's nearly there. Oh no, it's nearly done. Bit more. I think I'm nearly out of this soldering braid as well. What have we got left there? I've got another one in there somewhere. Let's get a bit more flux back on that. And then we can put our wire straight through that hole that comes out of the back of the RCA plug. Come on, suck all that up. It does work really well, this braid. Right, I'm going to plug this solder pump in and see where we can do it with that. So we've got the soldering pump. Let's try this now and see whether this works. Oh, there you go. That's worked quite well. Drop down again with that. See whether that one works. Just solder it down quite nicely. Yep, that's come out as well. Right, let's just see whether this pops out now. Get these glasses on again because I'm going blind as a bat. There we got two there. Right, okay. I think it just needs a little bit more desoldering braid in a couple of areas there, because these are big terminals. Let's just see if we can desolder these out now. Okay, what's coming off of there? Brilliant. Bit more. Right, how we going there? Nearly there. Ah, that's come out lovely, that is. Put a little bit more on there. Right, so let's just see how these all pop out on the other side there. See if we can use those to lever it up. There we go, that one's come out. What about that one there? Nope. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to snip these off here. 1, 2, there we go. And that one there, that's the ground. There we go. That's just popped out now. There we go, that bit's out. And this piece here, I'm going to try to pull out with a bit of heat on the end of the soldering iron there. Nope, I still don't want to come out for some reason. What's going on there then? Oh, I haven't actually. Have I snipped that off or not? Now that is ready to pop out. But what I've got to do is I need to saw part of this plate off now. Now you may think this is, there we go, that's come out. You may think this is a right load of palaver, me changing these, seeing as it's only a relatively cheap tuner from the 1980s, but I thought while I'm doing it, I'll saw across there. So let's get something to do that. So I had to remove the whole plate there. So let's just put these two back in again. These come out of here. I'm going to pop those back in. And then just going to resolder them back in there because they've obviously... I had to remove those to be able to cut the plate down. Do it neatly, otherwise it would have just been a bit of a mess. Right, let's just get this right into the right position again. And solder. There we go. Let's just get this back onto there. That's in. Bit more solder on that one. Perfect. Lovely soldering work there. So we've got to clean up the underneath of this once we've done it with some isopropyl alcohol. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just I'm going to solder in some wires on here for the RCA plugs now. So I'm now going to use some enamelled wire here, and we'll just scrape off the enamel a bit. Actually, we can burn it off with the soldering iron. And I'm going to use this to solder into the board. So we'll chop these a bit longer. We'll make a couple of these. We're going to make 3 of them. And that one there as well. Right, so let's just get that into there. I'm just going to bend that over. If I can. What I'll do is to bend that over a bit first and hook it in if I can. There we go, in again now. Onto there. That's it. Try to bend that down with my thumb now. And then we're going to solder that in place there. Nice thick 4/9 copper wire. Because I noticed they'd used quite a thick piece of steel or whatever it is. Bit more on there. See whether that's connected. That's perfect. Right, next piece. Where's that gone now? It's gone under here. 1, 2. Right, let's just bend this one over again now. I'll be able to hook it round in there. See if we can can get it up into there. That's it. Bring that down. That's better. It'll be better for it when it comes to keeping it safe on there. Right, a bit more solder on there now. Right, okay, so we've just got the last one to go in. Let's just scrape the enamel away really with this little blade. Take the enamel off of there. Then what we're going to do is to push that in there. That's that one in there. Yeah, I'm going to bend that over as well. That's it. Now, a bit more flux. Right, I think that's that done. That's pretty good. So all we've got to do now is just to bend these up, and the ground has got a cross between these two there on here. Okay, so what we'll do, we'll push that up like that, get that up into about the right place, and the same with that one. There we go, and the same with that one. Okay, and then that's going to go left onto there, right onto there, and we'll trim these back, these two here, to about, probably about there, maybe. And then this one's going to have to be a little bit longer because it needs to go between the two. Okay, and again, we're going to need to scrape these bits off of there. So we've now fitted all our capacitors. We've now soldered back on our antenna connections for the FM. So what we want to do now, we just want to put this back together. And so we're going to start screwing it on. We've already got our back plate ready to be soldered back on as well. So let's lift this up here. And we've got to, so what we've got to do, we've got to hook that over here. I can get it through there. And then that needs to go down onto here like that, and that onto there. That's it. Right, so now we're going to have to put our screws back in there. Got to make sure I get the right screws, which I'm thinking these are. Let's try putting a screw in first and seeing whether it fits or not, or whether that is the wrong one. That's it. Yep, that's the right one. Screw that one in there. Get another one. This one should go into here. What I like, you see, they've got cutouts here perfect to get the screwdriver in. Look at that, as opposed to having to move over. There was some method in these old amplifiers madness, and these old tuners, I should say, because this is a tuner. Right. So when I took this apart, which I had on the other video, anyway, what I did is I tied these up here because I needed them to, so when that moves along there like that, I needed those to, so this didn't unravel. So I tied them up like this. Let's just cut that off now. Gone under there now. Lift that up. Get that out. And this one off now. And this one now has to go over to here, because that's where that connected on there. There we go. Let's check that works first. So I didn't want anything to go out, just in case the channels would be slightly different. Right. So I forgot, I wanted to clean up the back of the circuit board. So I give it a bit of this contact cleaner over it all. And then we'll use a brush. Give it a really nice clean up. Now there were a series of capacitors on this board I could have changed as well, which I haven't. The like film capacitors, not the electrolytics that I've done, but film capacitors. And but I haven't done those because they measure okay and everything, which they should do. There we go. That's had a good clean over. Let's get this back into place now. That's on there. Give that a wipe round with that as well. Get any dust and rubbish off of there. And there should be a long screw that goes in here with a washer on it. And I have a feeling it could be this one, or it could be this one. Actually, I think this is the one. And I don't think it had a washer on it. I think that is the one. Yeah, that's the one. Right, I need a smaller screwdriver there. Just to put it in place. Lots of stuff going over. That's one. Right, let's get that in there. Double check that works now still. Perfection, look at that. Right, so now what we've got to do is we've got to resolder this capacitor back onto here because that needs to go back onto there. So now I'm going to start soldering on this capacitor here that came off of the side there. Which is like grounded to the chassis. That looks about right. That's going nowhere. So where are we up to now? So we've got our I've stripped the two wires on the transformer there, ready to go into a junction box block, and then I can then do the other bits. Let's just try to tin the ends of these up now. First of all, I think I'm going to have to try to scrape some of this, right, okay, let's just try tinning those two up there, whether they're going to work. They've got the enamel over the top of them, but usually you can burn that off. Let's just see what happens if I try to tin it now. Seems to have worked quite well. So is that. Right. Just check the underneath there. Yeah, that seems to have gone on there all right. So what I want to do now is just to fit this back plate back on here. So this is the back plate here. And it goes that way up. Okay, so the problem is now we've got to work out, we want to get this into position, but this wire near here needs to bend around. Right, so that's going to go into there like that. Let's get this into place if we can. Why has that dropped down there? Got that in the wrong place there. Right, okay, so we need 4 screws for that. Right, let's just see what screws we've got left here. So I think it's these ones. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2. What we got there? That one's for there. Those are 2. That's the other one now. I've got 4 of those. They're the ones for the back here. So let's have a go at screwing this up now. See how we get on. Right, that's one. Get the lights on this. Come over here, get another one up this end. Get that in there. That's it. That's that one. One more there. That's that one. Then this is the last one on here. This side. Right. So now what we want to do, you can see inside there, I'm probably going to have to cut those down, those wires. But I'm wondering whether just to bend them out a little bit, because what I want to do is if I ever want to service it, I can then still service it by going under there. So I'm now going to solder up the plugs. So I've soldered one of the grounds to one of the ground bits there, and then we're going to solder these in here. Get lots of flux on there. Right, let's go for it on an angle. Let's clean the tip of the soldering iron again, and we want to get in there. Very difficult to do this on camera there on an angle. That's it. Come out there again. That looks like that's connected. That's connected. Right, the next one. A bit more difficult to see this from here. I'll try to come in from an angle with the solder onto there. That's it. There we go. Lovely. Look at that. It's gone in beautiful. Takes a bit of time to burn off the enamel. Just push that down a bit more. Right, let's go to this one now. Come in from an angle again. Bit more than that. That's it, beautiful. So the RCA plugs all soldered in lovely using 4/9 copper, which is insulated. So I've now just got to solder back on this this ground wire. Right, let's go with this now. There we go, that's gone on there nicely. So now all I've got to do is fit it back into the cabinet now. And then I think that's done. I was going to change that, but I don't know. It's probably not worth it. I'll just leave it like that. But the rest of it's all in nice condition now, the inside. Oh, actually, I haven't. I've got to still fit this piece here. So let's do that next. Getting carried away again. So I'm just going to fit a block on, which is rated at the right rating for this. And we're just going to screw that into there. Because I want to fit our power cord straight to that. In fact, that needs to... I need to push that in a bit more than that. So go right up inside there. That's it, get it down like that. Whether this will sound any better once I've finished it, probably won't. I never listened to it before I did it, so I wouldn't be able to tell you. But I shall tell you whether it's any good or not. So that's going to sit in there. And now we've got to get our power cord that we're going to use and fit that to it. Which I'm not sure what I'm doing about a power cord yet. So, and it needs to fit into that hole at the back there. Now, I was going to put an IEC plug in there. Then I could have just connected those straight to the IEC. But I just think it's probably not worth it. We'll just keep it as it is there. And we'll put a new wire into there. And... we'll see how we get on with that. So that can just go sit round like that down there, and then the wire can come in here, and then we'll glue the wire in somehow. I've got some strainer things inside that I could use, but we'll see how that goes. Clean the inside of that knob a bit. Right, okay. So I've got another figure of 8 cable here. I'm just going to cut the end off and join it to this block. Right, we're just going to chop the end of this off with the... There we go. And we'll split this. Now what I should do is I really should fit a an IEC plug in there, which I may do at a later stage, but for now I'm just going to put this power cord on there, because what I can do is just screw it onto this block, and then afterwards then we can upgrade it if we want to at a later stage. But for now, just to get it up and running, just to make sure it all works, I will just do this. This is probably around about 75mm conductor, 0.75 I should say, not 75mm. There we go, that should do the job. Then we'll just strip those wires, and that should do it. Strip that off now. Okay. Where's my other wire slippers when I need them? That's one. Twist that round, put some solder on that after, tin it up. There we go, that's it, done it. There we go. Get that one twisted up. That one twisted up. And let's get some solder on the end of those. Bring that cord over here so I can solder it better like that. Soldering iron has been unplugged. Give that a second to heat up. Right, let's just start soldering up these now. Give them a good tuning. Right, that's perfect. So now we can just connect these in to here, remembering getting it the right way round, but we're going to need to bring it in through the casework under here first, and then I'm going to have to think of a way using hot melt glue to hold in the power cord, because there was a plastic thing that was in there originally, and unfortunately it broke when I took it apart. How's that gone in there? Check that's right. Oh yeah, that's perfect. Right, let's get this one in. There we go. Right, so that's all in nice and strong. So we'll just push that in like that, down into here. Or I'll spin it round, I think, like that. That's better. and I'll keep that in there at an angle. And now I've got to try to find a way of keeping that there. So my idea is to use hot melt glue and put a blob on the back of it. Let's see whether that works or not once the gun's heated up. Right, let's get some hot melt glue onto there. Hang on, before we do that, let's just slide that plastic thing underneath there, in case anything leaks through. Don't want it going all over the cover there. Put a little bit around here first, over the top there. Leave that to dry for a minute. Once that's dried, then we can then turn it over and have a look at the other side. So I've now glued the power cord in the back with hot melt glue. It's not the prettiest, to be honest with you. I shall probably redo it. But for now, I'll use it to try it out, make sure it all works. And then I'm probably going to cut an IEC plug in there and put a proper power cord on there. So here we have the realistic ST-150 fully restored, and it's all plugged in, and I've got it on AM at the moment. Running away from the penalty area, away from the Spurs penalty area. So we know it works. It's coming out of both speakers. I haven't plugged FM into it yet. I haven't plugged any FM into it, but I'll be doing that soon. Now here's the front fascia. I've got nothing written on there at the moment, so whether I might just leave it like that, I don't know. So, but I might try to see if I can get some transparent stickers with the writing on them, so then I can put all of the information back on the faceplate. But I'm really pleased with this, the way this has come out. Totally fully restored. It looks absolutely gorgeous for a very cheap tuner. The worst part about this tuner is the faceplate there, the dial, the what do you call it now, the FM settings and that along here. It doesn't light up, and it never did. It just is as it is. Bearing in mind these were around about, I don't know, £29. Might have actually been even less than that. May have been about £19.99. But now I've lifted this to a whole new level. So once I get the FM set up on it, I shall do a bit of a sound test and see how good it sounds. So I think that's it for this video. So it's another long video. They take a long time, and the first part of the video didn't go very well. So the veneer looks really nice. I've got the colour very similar to what it was actually. And so that's it. So thanks for watching another Tweaker Man video. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to give this video a like. Don't forget to press that notification bell, so you're notified each time I upload a new video. And thank you for watching, guys.